Welcome everyone, it's Jim here with Rowdy Ross once again for what's probably the final part of our theme park mini-series, I guess you would call it, Rowdy Ross. We're going to go over Universal Hollywood Horror Nights, specifically Hollywood because that's where I went. How are you doing and what do you know about Horror Night?
I know I feel like it's probably one of the biggest jump scare attractions, maybe in the country, if not the world. Though I feel like internationally they probably do some more fucked up stuff. I don't know much about it. I know it changes every year. All the properties might, new properties get introduced or they expand on stuff they've had for a while. So I know of one or two attractions that you may or may not have gone to that I'm upset that I could not be in. So
Okay. So before we start it though, and because this is untraditional, because I had a day and night pass, a 2 p.m. pass specifically, before we start going through all of that, let's get to the question for this video. Remind people what that was, and I don't even know if you got a chance to watch the videos that I sent you.
I looked at them a little bit, and which ride is more boring in Disneyland? The Casey Jr. Circus Train or the Storybook Boat Ride? Can I say they both equally suck?
No, because you have to pick one. But I guess if you didn't watch the full video, I'll answer
Truthfully, I didn't.
Alright, so but you gotta be the dark salesperson.
Oh, God damn it. It didn't work out this time, Jimmy. Investment always comes with risks, so don't let this get you down. Now then, until next time. Does his stuff ever pan out?
Yeah. For some reason, every time you choose it, it doesn't.
That's why I don't play the stock
I think you're 0-2, right? With this.
Yeah.
My Glassworks thing took a hit.
11% is now down 19. Jesus.
Alright, so do you at least know the rides? Like, can you give a description of both rides before I get into my problems with both of them?
I don't know the story behind them. One's a boat ride, one's not. One's a little kiddie train, one's a boat ride. And no, I don't know the. Right. Like I said, I skipped through them because I just even watching them was more painful than Small World.
Wow, really? Okay, that's saying something for you.
It is.
So Casey Jr. is a train that just kind of goes around, and I went on both of them on the night. That's why I sent you both night videos, because I was like, well, if we're going to judge it day versus night, might as well give them the night videos. And, I like the Casey Jr. song. I don't know if you've heard the Casey Jr. song. It would have been in the original Dumbo. Is probably when you would have first heard it.
Many moons ago.
So Casey Jr., I like the song. It plays and he just goes around. I mean, the night looks nice, but ultimately it's just kind of a circle and... I mean, not a circle, I guess. It's a little more than a circle, but... It's not much. Like, that's the saving grace of Casey Jr. Circus Train is that it has the Casey Jr. song that I like. The other one, which is the Storybook Canals, that is a boat ride that you go through scenery of different movies of, different Disney properties. But it's not as if you see the characters. It's like you see... oh, here's the village where Cinderella lived, and then you'll hear, I don't know, like, a dream is your wish, a little bit of that. But the difference is, with these two, obviously other than the one's on a boat and one's on a train, is the one on the boat has a guide, kind of like Jungle Cruise.
Were they making the same kind of lame jokes?
Well, that's and that is one of the biggest problems I think with the canal boat ride is yes, but I think it's worse. And I don't know if maybe this ride improves if there's a better script. Hold on, I want to say I'm going to send Muscles to fight.
Oh, I was gonna ask you why everything's red. I forgot about the whole monster thing.
Yeah, let's see how good Muscles does. I didn't even see if any of my property is threatened. Let's see how he does. That was good. 1,740. But apparently not enough to dent him because I don't even see an HP bar.
I saw a bar real quick.
Okay.
Maybe it was about half.
So, and the other thing with the canals is, and I'm really curious if this has ever happened, but so the boat holds maybe like 8 people, I think. And then when they sit you on there, they're very careful of getting you on, and then when they bring you back, they're like, all right, we need everyone to stand up at the same time. And I'm going to guess that's for boat balance. And I'm curious if there's ever been a time where someone fell off the storybook boat canals.
Oh, I want to see that. I'm sure there's a video. Let me see. Storybook boat canals?
Yeah.
Let's see if there's anything like that. Storybook boat.
While you do that, I'm going to sell some items. Let's see. I'm going to get rid of the... I might want the island pier. The 3 square shoes isn't doing anything for me. I've had it for a while. Yeah, let's get rid of the island pass. Jump parachute I don't need. The warp ring I don't need.
If there's video of it happening, it's not on YouTube.
Okay, I'm not surprised, but I feel like if I was
Disney
Disney,
would scrub that.
100%, yeah. Let's get 3 hyper dice. Let's see. I don't need the energy drink. It's a greenie ring. Warp. Oh no, I'll take a greenie ring. Warp near the destination.
Greenie, that's the name of the treat that Fozzie likes.
Ugh. Anyway, so of the two, which is more boring? It's a tough call because again, I think the canal could be improved with a better script, and I think Casey Jr. could probably be improved. Probably with someone saying things, because there is no dialogue on the Casey Jr. Train. I'm going to say the Casey Jr. train's more boring, because ultimately the only thing that saves it is that it's the Casey Jr. song.
Right.
That I like.
Yeah, at least someone speaking up might break the monotony a little.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now we start on Universal, and I'm going to tell you right now, Ross, I mean, you've been to Universal Florida, correct?
Yes.
We've talked about this before. I do not like the Universal Hollywood layout.
No?
I think it's important to talk about this first because some of my story will involve, you know, schematics, I guess you would say. So, Universal Orlando, it's pretty much, what you would say is pretty much a circle, except for, like, Harry Potter land, you kind of go off that circle, and maybe one other section, if I can recall. But it's pretty much just straightforward, go around, and you'll just go around in circles if you just keep going, right? Would you agree, for the most part?
Yeah, for the most part.
In Hollywood, there is a upper lot and a lower lot. In the upper lot, I think the format there is not great. But then the lower lot, to get there, it's very out of the way. It's 3 escalators down.
Oh, man. 3 escalators. Jesus.
Yeah. And they're long escalators. They're like... Alright, this is going to be a very, very niche comparison. Because you have to live around where I live, and I know Ross is going to know what I'm talking about here. Jersey City. Exchange Place. You've been there, certainly, right?
If we've never gone there, then I don't know. I'm not entirely sure
Well,
I know what we're talking about.
there's a huge escalator there.
Okay.
It's like that size.
Okay.
So, yeah, and sorry everyone, I'm a little out of it. I haven't been feeling well today.
It's all that drinking. I said that's what I said last time. It's all that drinking at
I
night.
wish it was the drinking. I didn't drink anything last night.
So maybe it's the lack of drinking.
Probably, yeah, that's probably what it is. I guarantee you, if I had 3 beers going into this, I'd be wide awake and fine. Guaranteed.
I've had that happen.
But
where if I felt under the weather, I drink a little. For some reason, I feel fine.
But I don't know if
it's like a magic elixir.
It's bad weather here in general too. So when we're recording this, so I don't know if that's part of it. Anyway, so yeah, I'm struggling a little to get through this one, to be honest with you. Okay, what was I saying?
You were complaining about the layout, how it's
Alright, so yeah, because that's
7 layers of hell
right.
in escalator form.
So, let me roll. Oh wait, what do I have? I need a 6. Do I have anything for a 6? No. Although I could get a 6 right now and get it. This is okay though, because I have a 3 dice. Or a 3 move thing. So I'll use that next and get the goal. Okay, so...
Unless someone gets it before you.
Right, that's always true. Thanks, Ross.
You're welcome. So you know when I butt in, it always works out well for you.
Alright, so down below, there were a few houses. Okay, it also would help to explain the different tickets, because there's 3 different types of tickets. There's regular Horror Night, which lets you in all the houses and everything, and gives you access at 7 o'clock. There's Early Access, which gives you access at 5:30. And then there's the 2 p.m. ticket, which I had, which gives you some things during the day and some things during the night. So the first thing I did when I got there at 2 p.m. was the studio tour.
Now, I don't think there's anything like that in Florida, but I remember really liking the California one, because I think that's the one that has... like the Jaws section.
Yeah.
I think there was a King Kong section at one point. But yeah, whatever tour Florida has, the California one just blows it away.
Yeah.
Because I think they have legit set pieces out there.
They do. They have Nope. That was one of them. The Good Place was another one. And yeah.
Good Place. Nice.
The King Kong... So here's my complaint about the studio tour, though. Like, I don't know, it's not, like, that scary, but it does bother me because... So you mentioned the King Kong section. That's like a little bit of a ride, in a way, because your tram goes back and forth, and it's just like if you were to go on, like, say, The Simpsons, or Despicable Me, like how it's, you're not really going anywhere, but you're getting all of the effects.
Right.
And I don't like that, because I'm like, I kind of signed up for a studio tour. Not even, I know it's not a big thrill ride, I'm like, I don't even want a mildly thrill ride.
We interrupt this calm studio tour for a 30-second thrill ride, where this giant ape will grab your cart and fling it about.
I just feel, and maybe it's just, I know you've heard me say this before with movies and TV shows, sometimes... Even though it might be something I like, if I don't sign up for it, I won't like it. For example, if I'm watching a horror movie and all of a sudden the horror movie 50% is comedy, I'm probably not going to like it. Because I didn't sign up for a comedy movie. I signed up for a horror movie. And I feel like the studio tour, I think I kind of lean that way. As I signed up for a studio tour that's nice and calming and relaxing, and I'm not a big fan of the 2 or 3 parts where it becomes a ride. I didn't sign up for a ride at all. Do you know what I'm saying?
No, I get you. Like it's like going. It's like if you're in a lazy river on just a inner tube, just chilling, going down the river, and then in the middle of it, there's 30 seconds of a whitewater rapids that you have to figure out how to protect yourself.
Right, and then there's a big drop out of nowhere.
I might be conflating this with something else, but I seem to remember there being a backdraft portion where they just blow fire in your face. Was there anything with a lot of fire in that tour?
There was a section that we didn't go to. I'm wondering if that is the section that we did not go to.
Oh, maybe.
By the way, I got the goal.
You bastard. Um, was that has the Bates Motel stop on it?
Right, now here's what's interesting. I didn't actually... The Bates Motel was boarded up, and I have a theory on that. I think it's because it probably wants to be featured more when Horror Night started. Because at night, Horror Night turns into the Terror Tram, which I did not go on, FYI, just because I was so turned off by how the studio tour happened. I was just like, no, you know what, I'm not even doing that again.
You know what? You'd think it's just a dark studio tour. It turns out to be one of those haunted hay rides, and you got dudes with chainsaws jumping on the side of the car.
At this point, I was just like, no. And I know that it was bug theme. That was the theme for it, but...
What theme?
Bug.
Ew.
Insects.
Right, I get that. Thanks.
Creatures. Well, that's
I got it. Yeah, no.
Critters.
Government surveillance devices. That's what I was thinking. Bugs.
Birds aren't real?
What's that?
You don't know about birds aren't real? The conspiracy theory that says birds aren't real, they're all just government, I guess government cameras or something like that. I don't know.
My God. Shit, I owned 6 at one point in my family.
You've been spied on. Anyway, so I did the studio tour.
Don't tell my brother.
I did the studio tour. Like I said, outside of the little stupid Fast and Furious and King Kong stuff, I was fine with it. Then I did Waterworld, which was their stage show. Their daytime stage show. They have The Purge at night.
Oh, Jesus, that'd have been awesome.
So, Waterworld was great. Loved the show. Really, really good. Then it was...
Do they have a plane that, like, flies in or something?
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Vague memories.
So then... So that probably brought me around 4 or 5 o'clock. And I was like, alright. I go down the lower lot. I visit Nintendo World for the first time. Now, it's still crowded because they don't kick everyone out until, like, 5. Or even 5:30. Because, again, you have to have the bracelet that says you're part of... And actually, I forgot to mention, the 2 p.m. bracelet is the only one that has access to Nintendo World from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Like, if you bought an early access or you bought a Horror Night ticket, you can't get into Nintendo World between 7 and 10.
Oh, wow. Jeez.
What are we buying? We're buying a farm, Russ.
Go ahead. Sure.
We're buying a farm, and then we're buying 2 mango farms? Like, why wouldn't the mango farm be part of the farm?
Mangoes are their specialty, I guess.
Oh, Rampage. Sumo Stomp. Let me see if any of my things get affected here.
All of them.
Probably. Just leave my hand fan museum alone.
What museum?
I have a hand fan museum. Let's see, what was destroyed? The riverboat rides, the rafting store, the architecture museum, and the hot springs inn was affected. Wait, what's this? What's he doing? Okay, you're guarded against... I don't know what that means. Wait, what is this?
Guarded against enemies. Nemesis.
Oh, no, my properties were saved.
Nice.
Yes. Oh, then Money Ninja lost a bunch, so cares. That's rich. Lost 1. Whoop de fucking do. Oh, he's gonna save his 1 property, apparently. Billion King lost 1. Billion King lost the croquet shop, I think that said.
Nice.
Oh, I got an attack bonus. Alright, so anyway, went to Nintendo World for a little bit. Got my power band. I had a Toad power band. There are 5 of them that you can choose from. Mario, Luigi, Toad, Peach, and Yoshi.
I don't know if I asked you off air. Did you get to keep it?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
I'm wondering if I decide to go to Universal Florida at some point in the future, if I could still use it there.
Good question.
So anyway, I do some of the Bowser Jr. games that you do with the the power band. There's 3 of them. I don't know. Did we talk about this before or no?
Yeah, and I've seen video of it. You gotta like turn out all the lights or something. There's
one with the blocks where you have to do all the blocks and turn them from blue to yellow or vice versa. I don't remember. Then there's the cranking game with the Goomba. You have to just crank as hard as you can to make the Goomba fall off the hill. And then there's the alarm clock game where you have to run around and turn off all the alarm clocks. I did two of them before it shut down. And they were pretty tiring. And that's when I inquired about the Bowser Jr. battle at the end. Because I was like, oh, do you think... How physical is this? Because I was pretty tired after doing those 2. And they were like, no, you, It's like, he basically would not tell me. But I was like, alright, well, I'm going to go sit over there and take a break. And maybe I'll come back and do that later. Since I knew that I had the 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. access. So I stayed in there probably for like a half hour or so. And then it was about, let's see, it was about 5:30. No, it was like 5 at that point then. I said, all right, you know what? Oh no, it was a little before 5 because that's why I was thinking this is going to shut down anyway. So let me leave. I went to go get something to eat, which I hated because I was like, ugh, because of how things are going to work out here, I'm going to have to spend food at the park. Which I hate. And I was like, after I'm done with that, I'm going to see if I can get online for one of the houses. And based on what I was seeing was the better house, I'm going to get online for Stranger Things. Because my goal here was Nintendo World, Stranger Things, and The Last of Us house. And anything else to me was extra. I didn't really care that much about the rest of the houses. I cared more about the scare zones, to be honest with you. And seeing how that was. But I'll get to that in a little bit. So, I get online for for Stranger Things. Wait, what's this one? I'll find money from you. I don't need that. No, I don't need that one. I'll keep my regular team. So, what was the last thing that I said? Stranger Things. Stranger Things.
Yeah.
All right. So that they were letting you online, and I think Stranger Things was maybe a 15-20 minute wait. Not bad at all. I was like, oh, thank God. Okay, now if I can get real quick to The Last of Us, because luckily in Hollywood studios, The Last of Us and Stranger Things were both down the lower lot. Which I got lucky about, because if one was in the upper lot, I might not have had this same experience of getting them both done right away. So, I like the Stranger Things one. I rush over to The Last of Us, and we're already at a 45-minute wait, which isn't too bad, to be honest with you, compared to what the rest of the night would look like. Well, I never did another house after that.
Right.
Because I think when I went on the Last of Us line, I was checking just for the hell of it, and I said, what's Stranger Things now? And Stranger Things was at 70 minutes.
Jeez.
In that short amount of time. So the Last of Us house, thought that was pretty good. What's interesting is, before I came on to do this recording, I did watch the Florida versions of both of them, and they are ridiculously different than the ones I experienced. I was very surprised by that.
Different how?
In scenes and everything. Scenes and everything.
Oh, okay. So it's not even representative of the same story, quote unquote?
I mean, it is. It's just they choose different parts of, like for Stranger Things, they chose different parts of season 4? Is that the one that just came out?
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the one that came out, I don't know, 2 years ago, and it'll be another 6 before we get the next one.
I'll tell you right now, out of all of them, though, even though 2 that I watched, well, let's do it this way. Stranger Things, Florida definitely had the better one. I was like, oh my god, why wasn't this the one in California? Not to
Really?
and I'm not going to say Stranger Things was bad at all in California. I actually liked the Stranger Things house, but it just seemed much better in Florida.
Interesting.
And then The Last of Us, I enjoyed The Last of Us house. The Florida one is garbage. Like, at least with me, with Stranger Things in California, I was just like, okay, it's not as good as the Florida. I mean, when I was watching it today, it's not as good as the Florida one, but I still think it was good overall. Whereas The Last of Us is definitely way better in California. And I watched the Florida one, and I don't know, it just seemed like blah. Like, not even... I don't even know how to describe it. It just seemed just like all over the place and not really focused on anything. Maybe that's just me. I mean, I'm certainly not going to come on here and say I'm a haunted house aficionado, but based on what I watched, that's my conclusion from watching both Stranger Things and The Last of Us in both California and Florida.
Now, I'm going to concentrate on The Last of Us real quick. So you enjoyed the California one?
Yes.
What was it in the Florida one that wasn't hitting? Was it the actors? Was it a different set?
I think it's the layout. I feel like when I was watching it, and again, I watched it today, so before this recording, I think it just was... I didn't feel like it had a direction, whereas I felt like California did. There was a little bit of a... I guess there was a story in Florida, but I don't know. It just seemed all over the place. It didn't seem as... not coherent. I don't think that's the word, but... I don't know. Just definitely not as good overall. It wasn't the actors, I can tell you that right now. I don't think that made a difference. I do think the California placement of actors was better. But, like, for Stranger Things, one of the things that makes the Florida one better is the different... They use, I think, different and better scenes to me than they do in California.
I don't remember. Maybe it's because I haven't paid close attention to each month. But do they always do a Halloween thing?
Not always. It seems like sometimes it's every other year. They also sometimes do a Valentine's Day thing.
Oh, that's sweet.
Okay, so I did those two houses, and by that point, it was like 6:30, 6:45, and I was like, well, let me ask about Nintendo World, and let me go do that, because that'll open at 7. Because that's the thing, if Nintendo World... The only things I wanted to do in the lower lot were those two houses in Nintendo World. I'm like, I don't want to go all the way up to the upper lot just to come all the way down to go do Nintendo World again. Like, I can't really stress enough how far the lower lot is compared to the upper lot. So 7 o'clock goes on, I go into Nintendo World, I do the Bowser cart ride, and I get right on because there's no wait time, and the person there, the Bowser cart ride is a very weird mechanic to me. You grab a visor from the table, and you're supposed to connect it to like these glasses that are in the cart. But I didn't understand what was going on. I think because they were trying to rush people through so that they kept the low wait time. They were the one person was like, no, it's okay, you'll be fine, and then it just went. And I did not have an enjoyable time that first go because all I was doing was trying to figure out how to keep this hat on my head. So I was like, all right, well, guess what? That was terrible, and I don't think it was because of the ride. So I'm going to go again. So I go all through the queue again. Get on. I'm looking at the guy in front of me. this person is getting helped all over the place. He's getting told how to put the visor on. He's not getting rushed in. He's told to push the wheel towards you, which no one told me to do that first time.
I don't know. That seems like a significant safety precaution that you probably should have been told.
The wheel, 100%. I was like, wow, I'm really surprised they just said go on that one. And there was a little bit of a delay in the middle, but overall, it was a very, very fun ride. And, but I was like, because of the delay, I feel like I didn't get the full experience, so I'm gonna go. And I went around the queue again for a third time. And it's not as if the queue is, like 5 steps away. You have to go out and then go out through all the, how like a long wait queue is, like how you just, turns upon turns upon turns.
Right.
Yeah, so I was doing that each time I had to get back on. Alright, so I did that 3 times. And then I decided to do the last Bowser Jr. challenge. For me, at least. The alarm clock was the last one for me.
Mm-hmm.
So I did the alarm clock one. Like, I'm a little tired, but, let me rest up here, and I just explored Nintendo World in general. Just seeing the different areas and parts, and took pictures and video and all of that. It was nice because I don't know if I would have gotten to the Bowser Jr. boss battle if it was a full launch. What's going on here? What just happened?
Did you just get like your spot swapped?
I don't know. It must have, because if it was everyone comes to the same spot, we're not all at the same spot. Okay, so where was... Oh yeah, so Bowser Jr. So Bowser Jr.'s thing is you go in there, you have to verify that you collected the 3 keys to get the, to get into Bowser Jr.'s thing, and you do that with the power band. Because when you beat each thing that I mentioned, you have to put your power band towards it to say that it was claimed.
Mm-hmm.
So the Bowser Jr. thing, I go in there, and there's, I think it was like a family of 4 that was in there already, so I go on slot number 5. And you get a message from Peach. You know what, if they switch me to a better place. Look. I'm the closest one there. Let's see. Let's do regular roll. So, Bowser Jr. Stole the mushroom, or the golden mushroom. Hold on, this is 8 billion. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna get 3 farms now. Look at this. And a Ninja Manor.
Ninja Manor, a Ninja Hot Springs, and 2 Kohimio shops. Kohimimo. I can't read.
It's alright. Yeah,
can you get to like $1 trillion in this?
I think if I'm playing 99 years, I would like to think I could find out.
I don't know, we're almost a quarter of the way through this.
So we're told that bombs are coming down from the ceiling, so to use that, you have to use your arms to swat the bombs away. And then when bullet bills shoot at you, duck for bullet bills. And to get a power-up, you need to jump up and, hit the block. And in front of you, probably, I don't know, it's maybe somewhere between 10 and 15 feet in front of you is a silhouette of yourself. So that's how you can tell what's coming at you.
Mm-hmm.
So, and then once you get the fire flower, you use your hands to shoot out, and, Bowser Jr.'s in the clown car thing, and he's running around, so you have to try to hit him. And at the end, you just get a score for your team of, like, who hit Bowser Jr. the most and stuff like that. And I had the most. I had 30, which compared to the leaderboard of people that did it that day was nothing, because I saw people in the 60s.
Jesus.
So
old pros coming back from target practice.
So you do that, you get the golden mushroom, I feel accomplished. I go and I explore some more, and then I decide it's time to go back upstairs for Horror Night. Do you have any questions so far? Because I know you were really interested in the Nintendo Land portion, or the Super Nintendo World portion.
Well, we've already talked about a lot of it. I think I asked, as far as the merchandise goes, is it stuck to the same core Mario motif, or was there other stuff, like was there Zelda, was there Kirby, was there Donkey Kong?
I don't remember. To be honest with you, I didn't really look at the merchandise section. I looked a little bit, so it's, to get that power band.
Right.
I don't remember seeing anything and being like, oh my god, what the hell is Donkey Kong doing here? He doesn't even have any park representation. So I don't think so. Could be wrong, but it wasn't something that was outright, it wasn't outright obvious, I guess you would say. Alright, so Horror Night, I continued on. I went back to the upper lot, and what the hell did I do next? I think I just did the scare zones, which I don't know if one has aired already, but that's also part of 13 Days of Halloween, so if you haven't checked it out, watch it, because you can see what the scare zones look like, because I did record footage for the YouTube page for 13 Days of Halloween in 2 parts. Then, after I did a bunch of scare zone recordings, that's when I did the Purge show. The night show because like I said, at this point I said, I don't care about the Terror Trim because of the studio tour situation. I was like, I don't care. It's not as good as Waterworld, I'll tell you that much. But it was still fine. The actual show. But I liked Waterworld, the daytime one, better. Yeah, I think the problem that I had with the Purge show is, to me, it felt like it ended abruptly. Like, the actual storyline, not like, at the end they introduce all the actors just like in Waterworld, but the actual story, I was like, oh, that's it? Nothing else is going on there? Okay. Where I feel like Waterworld had a more satisfying ending for some reason. Let's see, what else? I mean, unfortunately...
Was anyone murdered during the Purge show?
Yes! There was definitely blood and people falling into the water.
Oh, good.
Is this me? Am I doing this? Hold on. Yeah, it's me. Hold on. Alright. Hey, look who got 5th place.
Very nice.
Oh, Nara Fart.
I'm not sure what you were just doing. You were rapidly pressing A?
Yeah, so this is viewership ranking, so it's like you keep rapidly hitting A to try to get up to the first place thing. And now look, I pushed the video rank to the #1 spot. It's gonna grab everyone's attention, Ross. The Katsu Curry Shop has got a huge boost in sales because of my button mashing. Look, I got 780 million yen for the Katsu Curry Shop.
I know a salesman that would be interested in taking that money from you.
Does he say, heh, heh?
He might.
Alright, so after the Purge... See, what sucks is, because I think we talked about how I had to change my schedule due to the flight. Originally, Universal was going to be the first thing that I did, and I was going to be able to stay till 2 a.m. But because of the change, I can only stay till like, I don't know, 10 or 11 o'clock. I think I left at 10:30, specifically. And so I was only really able to do one more thing, and that was the, like a sneak preview of, like Blumhouse Productions, and it was like different movies, and there were props from the, movies from Blumhouse. Actually, I just watched one of them today. I don't know if you've ever heard of this movie, The Black Phone.
Yes.
Have you seen it?
Went to see it in theaters, and I think we watched it once it was out here, too.
Okay, did you like? I liked it.
Yeah, it was really good.
You know
written by Stephen King's son.
Oh, was it? Wow. Okay.
or based on a short story by Stephen King's son. One of those. But
And
yeah,
then, and then we
really.
got a preview of Five Nights at Freddy's,
Oh
which
god.
I'm not sure if it might even be out by the time this airs. But you say, "Oh God," but to be honest with you, that preview sold me on it. I kind of want to see it.
I know, I know. There doesn't seem to be that many horror movies coming out in time for Halloween, so that might have to be one of the main ones. Just process of elimination.
I haven't watched the video game movies of that just because apparently it's based on 1 through 3,
Got to brush up on the lore.
which it's not very much, or based on those 3 games. So I'm even more curious on, what this movie is really going to be consisted of for an hour and a half. Considering, I think each movie that I watched, game movie, was like only an hour long.
Right, I don't think the games themselves last that long.
No, it's only 5 days, and most of it's you turning on light switches and closing doors and checking cameras.
Hey, I guess now that we have a computer, we can play Five Nights at Freddy's.
And then and then they had Megan appear, and it was a good time. I was like, all right, I don't mind this being the end of my night. And then that was pretty much it. That's my day-night experience at Universal.
So wait, they had Megan appear?
Yeah, in the at the Blumhouse thing.
Okay. I mean, there are better Blumhouse movies they could have had in there, but Megan was a big hit.
And yeah, and it was the most probably more recent over any of the other ones you might be thinking of, because I can't think of any. But then again, I don't know movies by studios. Because Megan was just last year, wasn't it?
Yes.
I was gonna say, actually, maybe it was this year. I almost feel like it was out in January for some reason.
Now you're asking me to use my brain, but no, it was out this year, I believe. Crap! Now you're gonna have me double check that.
Double check. I need a 5 or a 1.
You're gonna roll a 3.
If it's a 3, I'm gonna yell at you. It's 2 3s technically.
It apparently came out in 2022.
What day?
Let me click this. Where's the Wikipedia?
1, 2, 3.
In the United States, the wide release, the initial release was December 7th. The wide release was January 6th, 2023.
Alright, so I was right. The wide release should be the one that we count.
Yes, that's true.
So, you know what's something I'm really curious about on 99 Years of Billion Road?
What's that?
See how on the screen right now I was able to upgrade my stars to 2 for my stuff that I owned already?
Yes.
How many stars can I go up to?
Judging by just the size of that field, I mean, I guess at least 4.
Okay, well, hopefully I'll find out. All right, so that.
So I'm guessing.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing there's no progressive aging of these characters.
Nope.
Because we've been at this for, what is this, 23, 24
This
years now?
This is year 24, I believe.
Yeah.
Well, we'll find out in a second here.
No one's aging. No one is any gray hair, any nagging injuries from all this world travel.
All right, so overall, do you have any else thing to say about Universal? Maybe even in regards to the layout or Horror Night, or I'll tell you right now.
I'm trying to, truthfully. Go ahead.
I'll tell you right now.
I thought you were saying
If it wasn't for Nintendo World and Horror Night in general, I don't know if I would have gone here at all.
I mean, Universal in Florida has a couple rides that are necessity, like the Simpsons ride, the Men in Black, Transformers, Jimmy Fallon, sure.
Well, that's what I mean, though. I feel like there's a lot of stuff that's similar that's just done better in Florida during the day. Like, if we were comparing Day Park, literally the only thing that I feel like people probably are going to Universal Studios Hollywood for is that studio tour. If you're only counting the days. Other than Nintendo World now, but you know what? That's not going to matter soon anyway, because I think, in 2 years it's going to be in Florida, and apparently it's supposed to be bigger than Nintendo World in California. And I don't know if I've heard of any expansion of Nintendo World in California.
No, yeah, I don't think they're going to jump on that right away because it's doing well enough. I assume it's doing well enough as it is. And the Nintendo way is, if it's working, we're not going to expand on it until we need to. It's a reference to the Switch being as old as it is.
Mm-hmm. I would like a new Switch before my old Switch just dies on me one day.
How old is yours?
I have no idea. I don't. Is there a way to even tell that on like the Switch itself?
Maybe through like a serial number. Mine's easy. Mine's day one.
Okay, it's definitely not day one for sure. Definitely waited on it.
Thankfully, I was never a Joy-Con guy, so I never had to worry about the drift. So, but I'm jealous that you got to do Nintendo World.
Yep, that was one of my main reasons going. That's why the 2 p.m. ticket, even though it's the most expensive ticket, it was for literally what I wanted to do. It was the best fit. Because I got my
what
two
didn't
houses.
Even have alcohol there.
You know what? I didn't even have time to really look at that, and I knew that I had to stay sober because I wanted to get up in time for my plane the next day.
I know the main. I don't remember if we went over it. No, we wouldn't have. The main like restaurant there is a Toad's Kitchen. So I don't even know.
They were already booked apparently. Well, I don't know about at the 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. In fact, it wouldn't surprise me if they weren't even open 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. But I know when I got there at 2, it was like all booked for the rest of the day, reservation-wise. Mm-hmm. It's not just like a walk in and make an order and sit down.
Still, jealous about you having the experience. Yep. I want to watch like The Last of Us as a walkthrough on YouTube, but the part of me that holds out hope that eventually one day we'll go is like, do I want to spoil it for myself? But then again, I've played the game how many times?
Also, so it's not like you have that much time to. If you were to go, you basically have to make that decision right now.
Yeah, The Last of Us thing isn't a year-round thing, you moron. So that's out of the question.
Right.
And they don't repeat.
They have sometimes. Like, there was a couple of ones that they were like, I feel like the one Holidays in Hell, they were saying that one was last year as well. Maybe I'm wrong, but yeah, they typically don't repeat for the most part. But every once in a while, apparently they do. I really would doubt that The Last of Us would be repeated next year, because when did The Last of Us end? Oh, it doesn't even matter, because they went by the game. They didn't go by the TV show.
Right, so they don't care about that timeline.
Right, so I don't know, maybe. I mean, because like Stranger Things, that was the latest season of that. Like, I wouldn't expect Stranger Things next year, because it probably won't air next year for their final season. It's hard to tell. And honestly, if I were you, I would just watch it on YouTube, because unless you plan to get down there within the next 30 days, I don't think it's going to matter, because I think they would, even if they were to come back next year, they would be done differently, I would think. But do what you want, I don't care. Don't watch it. Like I said, I might watch the rest of the houses just to see. I did watch a little bit of Holidays in Hell, but I always think that I still think the weirdest thing is the fact that they had a house for Exorcist, I think it's called Exorcist Believer, and it's a movie that's not even out yet. You don't think that's weird?
No, it is weird. I mean, it serves as like, I guess, a preview for the movie. So it's, well, all of those displays are ads, but that even more so since it's brand new. But you got to imagine that the original, well, I think her name was Reagan. You got to imagine she's in there somewhere, because otherwise, what is there to latch onto? Because that's kind of like the main thing. Otherwise, Exorcist is just another possession movie.
Ross, speaking of theme parks, as we end our theme park miniseries, what do you think the Block theme park is?
Minecraft inspired.
Can you... Because obviously this whole map is based on Japan. Can you look up if there's a Block theme park in Japan right now?
So you think that this is a legit
I
theme
think
park
this
movie?
might be real.
Block
And actually, be
theme park.
specific and type in the section
Where?
on the upper left.
Nagoya.
Yeah, type in Nagoya Block theme park and see if anything comes up. Because I'm really curious now.
There's a Legoland Japan resort in Aichi, Japan.
Okay.
So maybe it's Legoland?
It could be Legoland. It's in Nagoya?
No, Aichi.
Okay.
So I type Block theme park Nagoya, and the top result is Legoland in Aichi.
Okay, maybe it is a reference to that.
There is a Nagoya in Japan, and it's close to that. But there's a Dino Adventure in Nagoya. There's a Nagoya Port Sea Train Land.
Okay, so far that's not matching.
So
Is there a pro
maybe it's
baseball
Legoland.
stadium?
Oh, is that what that was? Okay.
No, I'm saying, is there a pro baseball stadium in Nagoya?
I will check. Baseball. That comes up with the Chunichi Dragons. They play in Nagoya.
Wow, look at that. Okay. We're buying the...
Okay, so Nagoya, all right, I don't know if there's cities and states or whatever, but Nagoya is in Aichi in Japan.
Okay.
So Legoland is in the same state.
Gotta be what it is. So we're gonna buy
Yeah.
Legoland right now
There you go.
for $5 billion. You think Legoland is worth $5 billion? Or 5 billion yen, sorry. What's the conversion from yen to American dollars?
All right, let's see. 5 billion yen is worth 33 million US dollars, roughly.
All right, what do you think? You think that sounds right for...
It sounds like a steal.
I have to admit, yeah, I feel like that too. All right, here we go. Block theme park. There it is. All right, so what have been your thoughts overall on this theme park series we did?
It was interesting, and it served like a little trip down memory lane. Disney was a big part of my childhood, and is actually where Laura and I went on our honeymoon, and a few years after that. So, nice little refresher. I do miss it. We will be going back at some point. I don't know if we would be doing any horror nights at Universal, because Laura doesn't like walk-through scares.
Okay, fair.
One thing I didn't hear, and we didn't go over, there's no real... well, there is the terror tram, you said.
Yeah.
So that might be the only thing she'd be willing to do if it is one of those haunted hayride things.
I mean,
that
if
she's
you
okay with.
if you like some of the rides still happen, so you'll be able to do some of the rides.
No, but I'm saying Halloween themed, scare themed.
Yeah, probably just the tram.
Right.
She doesn't like the scare zones where chainsaw guys come after you and all that stuff.
Not particular. She's not one to appreciate guys chasing her with chainsaws.
Okay.
So yeah,
That's fair.
yeah. It's one of her quirks. We're working on it.
Yeah, no, it was fun. I enjoyed it. I think it also helped me get a bunch of billion roads done. That's with some kind of theme, as opposed to oh, let's see, do I want to guess today or not? What do I want to talk about today? Do I want to go live on Twitch, or At least this was like boom, 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 boom. There, we just did a bunch of Billion Road, and
all in the name of content.
Right.
You even paid for a vacation to California just to have an excuse to record these episodes.
But it was good because I didn't have... The other thing that was good about it to me was that I didn't really have any recordings or, any written thoughts about my trip 2 years ago. So I feel better now that something is out there that I can refer to other than just the photos, and videos that I have for it. But like I said, I guess my question for the next video would be, are you planning a theme park trip within the next year? That's going to be it, just as we end our theme park discussion. But yeah, this was good. And like you mentioned a little while ago, I'm pretty much a quarter into 99 Years of Billion Road now.
And when did you start this? And if you say 24 years ago, I'll slap you.
No. Oh, that would have been funny. I get it. I should have said that. I wasn't that clever. Probably in January or February of this year.
Okay. Marching along,
little by little.
Oh God.
All right, Ross.
You have sunk yourself in it. Now you got to see it through.
That's all right. I
don't want to be here. I don't want to be here in year 50. You're like, screw this.
I'll be honest with you. There's only one way, and I think it's a very reasonable way that this series would stop. Do you want to know what that one way is?
It's probably some sort of morbid answer.
No. I don't think so.
What?
My Switch dies. It's already on its last leg.
Hey, well, rumors are, so, keep your chin up. You might be able to salvage it.
I feel like all it's going to take is one good drop, and my Switch is going to die.
Jesus.
At this rate. Let me ask you something. I mean, alright, I probably should ask you off the air, but I'll ask you now, and that way, if you're wrong, someone maybe could chime in to just verify or tell you that you're wrong. If I were to buy a new Switch, is it easy to transfer files from that one onto this one? Would 99 Years of Billion Road be able to be saved if this Switch breaks? Because this is not a cartridge game.
Well, yeah, it's saved to your library, so you'd have to transfer the saved data. I know you're on Nintendo Switch Online, so if you got the cloud saves, then that's easy. But when Laura bought her own, she had a profile on my Switch originally, and I believe we transferred that stuff onto her Switch, and I feel like that was fairly painless.
Okay.
If I'm remembering correctly. If she wants to come out here and slap me and tell me I'm wrong, I can't hear if she's yelling at me, but if she comes out and slaps me, I'll know I'm wrong. But yeah, no, I don't think it's very painful at all. It might take a while just because the Switch is what it is, and it's just not going to speed through.
Wait,
but
so you think she lied to you and was like, it worked when really it maybe didn't work? That's
probably.
What I'm getting from this.
Yeah, probably.
All right. Hey, was I in second last time?
No, I think you were in third.
Oh, very good. So we're moving up. I think I very briefly had a first place and then lost it within the year. I don't remember when that was at this point, but we're getting there. I wonder who the first that's going to hit 100 billion is going to be.
I want to be there when someone hits 1 trillion.
If it happens, it'll happen on this series. Because I don't know if anyone else in the world... Hell, not many people in the world are playing Billion Road to begin with. Probably no one's playing 99 years of it.
It's a good thought, probably.
All right, everyone. We'll catch you next time. Not for theme park stuff, unfortunately, but we will, or I will probably be on, maybe with another guest. Maybe we'll have Russ come back for. I mean, I'm sure he'll be on for 99 Years of Billion Road again at some point. I just don't know for what right now.
I will be waiting for the phone call.
All right, everyone. Catch you later for some more 99 Years of Billion Road.